of Even was one of the Queen's royal spiders, the kind that had taken away Odd on that terrifying night. They were the collectors of children who were to become Sixers.
Come on, Dicey, we can't let it get away.
So, und damit, also Leute, was geht ab? Jetzt kommt es auch wieder fahren. Action Random. Schön, dass ihr wieder mit dabei seid und Bock habt. Ja, wir sind endlich in Dreiheit. Boah, ist das laut. Oh, Headset leider, Mann. Wir sind in Dreiheit angekommen, haben im letzten Video gerübt, oder wie der Typ hieß, erledigt. Und dadurch dann den dritten Punkt bei Seymour bekommen, da wir ihm seine Augen wiedergegeben haben. Was soll ich sagen? War hier in Dreiheit, in dem Kriegsgebiet. Das ist wieder der Geist. Hm, schade.
You! Oh, wait!
Boah, da ist er. Die königliche Spinne. Oh, bin ich fast vorbeigelaufen. So nun nicht. Oh, what the fuck, Alter.
Did you see those robots? What do you mean you've seen bigger?
Größere. Die ritterliche Garde und irgendein Schwertkämpfer. Und da ich jetzt noch größere gesehen. Wir machen nichts, ich stehe nur rum. So. Zack, und da oben ist noch einer. Zack. Money, money, money. Also Dreiheit ist auf jeden Fall keine schöne Stadt, ey. Alles kaputt hier. Soll vielleicht mal aufhören, sich gegenseitig zu bekriegen. Aber viele Münzen kriege ich hier. Und hier ist auch irgendwie keiner. Hol die Spinne ein. Dreiheit. Eine Märchenseiten, 8 Karten und 6 Nebenquests. Tschu. Also da sieht 2 Stadt irgendwie besser aus. Oder sah besser aus. Was ist hier? Naja. Oh, da sind Leute.
I always knew I was a Sixer at heart. I knew! I'll do all sorts of important work for the Queen while Bernard mops the floor.
Hey, where is Bernie?
Bernard is gone!
Sixer child is missing! I repeat.
Look! It's Bernie! From back home! Of course we should help him! He'll be eaten alive out here!
Wer ist denn mal Bernie?
The spider seemed impossible to get into at the moment. Oh, but perhaps Bernie would know how to get to her sister. Even knew...
Come on! We've got to find him!
Oh, yes. Time was of the essence. I was done anyway.
Nichts los. Mein Abfluss blubbert. Oh, hier ist ja gar nichts. Oh doch. Da ist noch einer. Ist denn noch ein Roboter? Dritter habe ich gar nicht gesehen.
Freedom was a district tearing itself apart in a three-way civil war. A murdered father, 3 siblings, each suspecting the other of the deed. And a giant battle droid, given to each by the Queen to settle the matter.
I've got cars to trade. Don't you want to follow suit? I know you do.
Protect the king! Protect the king! He's in danger! We have to...
Oh, hello. You've made it to Three Town, have you? Be careful here. Those triplets don't mess around. But then again, that just gives you 3 good reasons to buy some cars, eh? I could ask you the same thing. But now we're both here, and that means one thing. Let's trade cards! Who could possibly dwell on the past when we've got cards in the present? So, let's trade, shall we?
Aber du hast nichts, was ich noch brauchen kann, Mann. Ja, toll, habe ich doch alles schon.
Find them! Let none who attack the king... let none of them... where was it?
Bringt nichts. Okay, 3 riesige Roboter. So, der ist in Krieg, weil die sich nicht einig werden.
Calls me crazy! I've got half a mind...
I'm noble, you understand. Heck,
What was I talking
this bell belonged to my family, don't you know? It still does, I suppose. It has. I'm noble, you understand. Heck, most of us here are. I suppose it is. I don't know any other way to live, you understand. It belonged to the triplets, and before then it belonged to the Lord our King of Freedom, before his murder. Just so. But I'm a distant relative, far enough to stand outside the daily battles and to not choose a side. You know, I have another distant relative, a cousin of mine, that I haven't heard from in some time. Not since this cursed civil war started. Last I heard, she was in the Duke's garden, playing nobility, eating cakes, I suppose. If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her, that's all. It's silly, but you never think of the people you care about until they're no longer in your life. And it would do my heart good to know that she knows I do miss her. But it's too dangerous for me to go stumbling around the battlefield. Please excuse me.
Gut, dann machen wir das. Dann suchen wir mal seine Cousine. Hallo? So, Mission, bla 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 bla. Ich wollte... Da, den habe ich doch gesehen.
Protect the king! Protect...
Gut.
King, he's in danger! We have to...
Fascinating. Greetings. I'm doing a survey for the Upper Class Gazette.
Sure.
Splendid. I have only one question. Who do you think started this war, turning our lord, their father's castle, into a battlefield? Surely you know the story of the three siblings. Oh, what fun. Yes, let's. So, since you're hearing this for the first time, let me tell you about the three siblings involved. There's the paranoid Count up in High Bet Haven to the west. The soft and coddled Duke living in Fogwash Garden to the north. And the duty-bound and tough-as-heck Baroness living out east on Wildcard Hill. Who do you think did it? Who do you think killed their father and started this bloody civil war? None of them? None of them? Oh, I've never heard such an opinion before. It's bold. It's direct. It's quite possibly
Königin war's, safe.
insane. I'll write it down right here in my survey.
Die Königin war's. Die hat ihn
Call me
umgebracht und
crazy,
den Krieg angezettelt.
I've got half a mind to...
Bist du ein
The
Riese?
attack has begun! The king must be saved! Identify yourself, stranger! I am Nishka, and I used to protect somebody important, I think. A ruler, maybe? Before the war. Oh, Even, you sweet child. You can't keep clinging to the past. The king's dead and gone now for years, don't you remember? What? How did you know my name? What? I've never seen you before in my life. The king! Protect the king from danger!
Okay, die sollen wir vergesslich hochziehen.
Oh boy, I can't wait to get back home. But I can't get back home without knowing the way. Or can I? Oh, hey, mister. Do you know the way to one... oh, wow. You want a hug? Okay.
Wow, it's pretty cold in here and dark too.
Folge den Bonbons. Okay, jetzt gehen wir... Oh, Was ist denn für eine dunkle Gestalt hier? Okay, kommen wir nicht weiter. What? So, ich dachte, da wäre noch irgendwas. So, also der Typ wurde jetzt entführt und dann mal viel Spaß beim Suchen. Hallo?
Alive? I thought I saw one running around here recently. A young lad, boxy clothing. Can't say I did, unfortunately. But you'd better find him quick, before the Shadowman does. Everyone knows about the Shadowman, child. Especially children out all alone.
Ja, doof, der hat den jetzt schon. Das ist jetzt richtig blöd. Ich weiß sogar nicht, wie wir hinmachen. Du bist echt gruselig, ja? Aha. Ist das Manni? Manfred? Wie heißt das nochmal? Hermann. Hermann.
Kids never run around here unsupervised. That's what the Shadowman ensures. That if a kid's missing, the Shadowman's probably got him. As well they should. You shouldn't be afraid, child.
Alle Child, Kind. Wow, wohin? What? Straßenlaternen-Terminal. Das ist ein Rufzeichen.
Leave me alone. I'm busy. Everything's important to someone. If there's a kid running around unattended, the Shadowman probably has him by now. Oh, you really are in over your head. Oh, you are clever, but I don't know him. Nobody does. If you stay a spell, all Margarine took can tell you about him. The Shadowman. He was born in the time of the first nightmare, and he lives on to this day. But not like you or I. He lives in the walls of Mulgrow Alley. And he can always see you, but you can only see him when it's dark. Snuff out the lights in Mulgrow Alley, and you'll find him there, waiting. But be warned, child. It may be the last thing you see. If he were merely a ghost, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Goodbye, Ken.
Mein Gott, danke. Danke für die aufmunternden Worte. Wow, cool. Den Schattenmann. Wir gehen erstmal hier in die... Ja, halt, ich muss Straßenlaterne. Wo muss ich ja hin? Schauen wir mal hier rum.
To know about the Shadowman.
Hier sind Baums, aber hier komme ich nicht weiter. Immer nach oben gucken. Könnte immer so eine komische Figur sein.
You want to know about the Shadowman?
Ja.
The Shadowman comes when night eats day. He'll come and take your child away. And you might cry, and you might pray. But the Shadowman comes when night eats day.
Okay.
He don't like shine, and he don't like sun. He'll come out the walls when the daylight's done. Snuff out Muddy Grow Alley's lights, then you best run, for the last night of the Shadowman has begun. Sounds to me like you're fixin' to go see him. I wouldn't thank me just yet. You want to know about the Shadowman?
Nein, habe ich das schon. Gut, dann werden wir mal die Mann als Dunkelmann und dann wird der Heino ja wohl irgendwann kommen. Jetzt komme ich nicht mehr wieder zurück. Doch. Wo war doch irgendwas? Der für eine schwierige Gasse hier unten.
Go on, Dicey!
Even suddenly felt like she was being watched. And to tell you the truth, I did too.
Hallo?
Go on, Dicey!
Ja, wo muss ich jetzt hin? Lichter sind aus. Da noch nicht. Die Frage ist, wo kann ich das ausmachen? Ach so.
Are you the Shadow Man?
I have many names, little one.
Okay, fair enough. Have you seen a little boy? About yay high?
Let me think. This one?
Oh, wow, Even, is that you? I'm so glad to see you. Can you believe that I'm stuck?
Let him out!
That may be true, but there is another truth. That if you're not afraid now, you'll soon learn to be. Haven't you heard the bedtime stories? I'm what goes bump in the night. I'm what comes for children when they roam a little too far from home. This is what I do. Or what I used to do anyway. Before this silly war.
Der ist auf jeden Fall echt cool. Der hat eine coole Stimme, muss ich sagen.
He's mine now. I won't be letting him go. I believe you'd call that leverage. You'd think you'd know not to insult someone who's holding all the cards. Or in this case, children. Besides, you don't have what I need. Nothing you have, child. And I suspect nothing you can bring me. That remains to be seen. But perhaps you're right. I want the same thing all of us want here. Peace. I want the triplets' war to end. I care about being feared. Before this war, I was the most terrifying thing in the world of random. Children would be afraid to whisper my name in case I came for them. And often, I did. But people only truly fear things that move in the dark during peace. During war, they are surrounded by greater threats all day long. And so nobody fears the Shadow Man anymore. Bitter horror. And they have overindulged, forgotten me. If you want me to give you Bernard, then I want you to change that.
Boah, die Stimme ist richtig geil, muss ich sagen. Finde ich gut, die passt richtig gut zu dem.
I don't care how. I don't care about anything even. Except being feared by everyone again. I've watched you. I know you're a dice wielder. Silence! Don't insult me with your bloody lies. They may work on the living, but you can't deceive the Shadow Man. You alone carry the power to affect the arenas and those giant robots. Figure it out, or you will never see your precious Bernard or any other child I choose to take again. Without peace, there will be no boy, no hope, and you will never see your sister again. For you, there are currently more important questions at stake. Go, Even. Bernie's fate rests on your tiny shoulder. Hunger won't be held at bay forever. To save Bernard from the wretched Shadow Man, Even had to
Der Shadow Man.
Civil War. It was a hard task, an impossible task, but she wasn't going to let her friend die. The first thing she needed was information. Perhaps some of the locals would be willing to share what they knew.
Da hinten muss ich hin. Hey. Hey. Geh weg hier.
That
Yeah, man.
poor woman, completely mad. Have you seen Nishka? That poor woman, completely mad.
Wo ist die Tante? Da.
You'll never take me alive, you... You, I remember you. We've spoken before, haven't we?
Ja.
No, I don't remember much, and I'm sorry, what did you want? Oh, with the children. The 3 children, well, something happened. There were him? I was his bodyguard, and I ran to look, and he was supposed to be sleeping, but... I'm sorry, it was such a shame, such a... I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about. Hello? Do I know you? The children of the king! Such beautiful babies. They grew up into such wonderful young men and women. The Duke, the Baroness, and the Count. Such a gift. The entire royal court was so... The court was so... I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't remember. He's paranoid, capricious, and fearful. But his heart's in the right place. He once accused me of trying to assassinate him just because I tried to get him to finish his vegetables. We all had a lovely laugh about it later. Or at least, I think we did. She's tough as nails. Tough as cannons, really. Duty-bound and haughty, but she can back it up. And woe be to those who cross her. She once aimed a cannon at me to stop me from giving her a bath. The only thing that impresses her is war. I wouldn't call him a glutton for life. More, he loves all the finer things. He's baroque, decadent, you might say spoiled, but I'd say he's really more cultured. He once told me his goal was to eat every animal in the kingdom, all in one single dish. He achieved it a week later, and said the dish was as delicious as it was disappointing. Oh, that's very nice. You're a nice young lady. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that these days I don't remember things as well as I used to. I have moments where I can see things so clearly, and then poof. But there have been times where an object reminds me of things, holding an important artifact that reminds me of a person or an event. That could bring it all back. Can you find these objects for me? One for each triplet. That could bring it all back. Oh, and if you could find the murder weapon that killed the king, I could remember that too. I feel certain of it. I'm sorry, find what? What were we talking about? Oh, if only I could remember.
Mhm.
That platform reminds me. I'm supposed to warn travelers about something. I'm supposed to say something important. Oh well, it's probably fine, and we should all stop worrying about it.
Tja, wäre natürlich gar nicht mehr so schlecht, ne? Das Video. Schön, dass ihr auf jeden Fall mit dabei wart und Bock drauf hattet. Cool. Jo, dann werden wir auf jeden Fall jetzt erstmal probieren. Was will der Typ denn jetzt?
If I could see her again, I'd tell her that I miss her.
Ach so.
That's all.
Ja, dann werden wir mal gucken, ob wir einen Gegenstand pro Person klauen können. Mal sehen, was uns das dann bringt. Was ist denn hier los? Hier ist eine riesige Glocke. Gucken, wann wir die... Ah, ich kann nicht mehr runter. Wie ist er denn? Okay, da muss ich auch noch mal hin. Gucken, was der Typ sagt. Guck mal, 3 riesige Roboter. Und da ist eine Burg, glaube ich. Denke ich mal, dass ihr das. Jo! Dann werden wir auf jeden Fall im nächsten Video erstmal die 3D-Gegenstände holen. Dann mal gucken, ob wir die Nebenmission machen, geschweige denn die ganzen Sachen hier finden. Märchenseite, Karten und Nebenquests alle. Und dann müssen wir erstmal müssen wir den Krieg beenden, damit wir Bernie kriegen. Also vom Schattenmann. Und also was, ey, das ist wieder richtig chaotisch. Noch richtig aufwendig. Aber gut. Ist ja nicht so tragisch, das machen wir. Alles schön nach und nach. Jo, wenn ihr mal drauf habt, dann seid gerne beim nächsten Mal dabei. Würde ich ganz mich sehr darauf freuen. Ich wünsche euch jetzt noch einen schönen Tag. Bis dahin und schön mit Öl.